We are here to tell you about a film you have got to see. The name of the film is, Alex?
You Were Never Here.
Starring Joaquin Phoenix. Be right back.
I think we need to do that again.
Why?
Because I'm not gonna look at you in the middle of it. I'm just gonna say the name of the film. So can we do it again? I'll do it better.
What's wrong with it? I don't know if I have the energy to do another one, Alex. I can't look at him. He makes me laugh. We're about to tell you.
Let's just do it
Oh, let's go.
professionally.
Here we go. This movie, I mean, he must have spent about 5 minutes on each close-up with this guy, right? When he was going through.
There were some amazing close-ups that you just don't ever see in any other genre except this type of storytelling, this type of filmmaking. But this is why we love the movies. You know, the human face and those eyes. His eyes, beautiful.
He's pretty creepy in this one. But you know what he is?
I don't know if I would say creepy.
You're right. He's not creepy. What it is, he's on the edge. He's a guy on the edge. He's like a powder keg, and you don't know when he's going to go off.
Well, what has he? Every traumatic thing this man has been through.
That's true.
Anything that you could make a news story about in the modern world that we live in, he has dealt with, and he is actually walking around dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder all the time.
He was. The movie, for me, plotted a little bit. It was too much about Joaquin Phoenix going through his thing, and not enough, I think, attention paid to the pacing of the movie.
But it was only 90 minutes. The film is not that long.
I understand that, but if it feels longer, then obviously the pacing for me was a little too slow.
So it felt long to you?
Felt long. I would have had more kill scenes in a faster pace. Instead of having him all the time look over the thing and there I am, I'm going to kill myself. He looks over, there's somebody watching him. Okay, I'm not going to do it. I don't know. It became redundant after a while. I have to be honest.
So then let me ask you something. A character like this, basically, he was a gun for hire, a hitman.
A hitman with a traumatic past.
Yes, he was a vet, and he has these flashbacks that take him to very, very dark places as he's dealing with his mother ailing and close to the end of her life. And so anyway, I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah, I could tell. I was just going to sit back and watch you do your thing.
Let's take it
Alex
back.
likes to dig himself into the hole until finally you only see the top of his head.
Let me take it back to the beginning.
It's a simple plot. This guy is a hitman, but he's not he's kind of a good hitman. He gets kids back that have been kidnapped, girls, right? And he gets a job bringing a girl back from a very high political figure. That's about all I can tell you.
Well, this is where the film gets really dark because you look at the world around you and you have no idea just how evil in this film the world is portrayed.
And how about the girl who played the young girl? What was her name? Ekaterina?
Yeah, Ekaterina.
Ekaterina, sorry, Samovanov. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce it. She's a Russian actress. She's only 15, but she's brilliant. She reminds me of Jodie Foster in Taxi Driver.
Oh yes, that's right. It's a really good analogy because I mean, when you discover her in this film, she's in such a deep place of self-protection.
And she doesn't come in until the third act.
Yeah, there's quite a build-up.
And she takes that film over, doesn't she? She's with Joaquin right there. Blow for blow. I loved it. I also felt as though the film had a lot of great tenacity. It hung on you. You didn't really know where it was going, and it kind of had that suspense built in on you as a visceral feeling of being on the edge all the time. Like he was on the edge, and so were you. So the writer-director, who was Lindsay Ramsey?
Her name, Lynn Ramsey.
Lindsay Ramsey.
One regarded now as one of the foremost storytellers in the film business.
Who said that?
I actually only know that from what I read, but I read it consistently that she's regarded as one of the top filmmakers.
I don't know about that.
Well,
I mean,
going back to the point that I think you were trying to make was that it's true. The hero of this film has a lot of different qualities that you may not necessarily call heroic because you just don't know what's going to happen from moment to moment. He's so dark. He's so such a shadowy figure.
I think the fact that it didn't do well at the box office.
It didn't?
No. When I went, there was only 2 people in the theater.
I went, it was completely packed. There was not one seat left in that theater.
Well, what are you telling me? You have more friends than I do? Well, thank you, Alex, for that dissertation. I don't agree, but listen, why don't you go see the movie and let us know?
Let Mike know, because I think that your appraisal would inform him and I think really be beneficial to you, because I don't think you walked away with the walk-away from this film.
No, I didn't. I went to get popcorn 3 times.
Okay, here's what I'd like to say about this film. I appreciate it so much when an actor like Joaquin Phoenix, who's got like multiple projects happening, ends up clearing his plate so that he can do a film like this. It's such a character piece. It's such an examination of a very, very twisted figure.
But we've seen him do this over and over again. This is what he does. But when you want this kind of character, you look for Joaquin Phoenix.
And this is why a performance like this is such a jewel, because he's evolving. This is not the Joaquin Phoenix of 5 years ago or 10 years ago. This is not the Joaquin Phoenix who played what was the country singer's name?
Johnny Cash.
Who played Johnny Cash? This is a you know.
He's the same guy who played that computer guy. The guy who fell in love with the computer.
Yeah.
The same guy. Anyway, listen, this movie is a wonderful art piece. I don't recommend it if you're the kind of customer that goes and sees movies for action, adventure, or even the idea that you want to go see an intense character film.
This
is not that at all.
I would highly recommend it to anybody who likes going to the theater, likes watching movies, loves a character to develop.
It's a very dark film. You're going to leave feeling very dark. And you know, it plods. It plods on, so, you know, you'll have plenty of time to get hot popcorn. 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes. All right, Alex.
Well, for a 90-minute film, the pacing is incredible. It doesn't stop for 1 minute.
That's your whole minute?
Oh, no. Okay.
You got lost again.
Well, for a 90-minute film, I really appreciated how this filmmaker told this story about a man who's just moment to moment in his life, dealing with his post-traumatic stress disorder, the job that he has to find and save a child, the world that he discovers that is so corrupt and so evil, and then how he ends up becoming someone who is now being pursued, and the life and death situation he faces from moment to moment. I mean, this is what filmmaking is about. I hate what I'm saying. I don't know what it is. I feel like I'm off with this film.
It's okay, Alex. I understand.
No.
I think what Alex is trying to say, and I will now take my minute, is that it is a very interesting, intriguing film. You want to go see it because it's an exquisite journey into one character's psyche and how dark it can be and how it haunts his life and how he finds this girl who's also now left alone, because at the end of the film, I can't tell you what happens, but he has to run away, she has to run away, and it's two misfits that get together and decide that, it's like Rocky said. Remember in Rocky, he says, I don't know, I got gaps, she got gaps, together we fill gaps. That's kind of what it was. I highly recommend it. What would you give it, Alex, 1 to 10?
I would give it a 10.
I would give it a 2. So go see it, everybody. Thank you.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe below.
To the one and only Mike and Al. What the hell?
We're gonna have to do that whole thing over again.
Why?
Because you know what?
Alex, I like it. It's so natural.
Okay, fine. We can do it again and make it more natural and make it actually enriching for the filmmaker, for the viewers.
We're not here to enrich anybody. We're here to just have some fun. We don't know where this is going. The fact that you went into your private little thing there is a great thing.
No, this brings no value to anything. Nobody would want.